Hiya, so I've got another recipe for you today. Today I'm going to be making a cowboy pie, which again is taken from the Slimming World recipe, the Slimming World online. It is half a sin per serving because there is corn flour in it, and it does take a while to cook, but it sounds absolutely delicious, so I'm going to run through the ingredients with you now. So you're going to need 500 grams of lean, less than 5% fat mince. You're going to need a large onion, finely chopped up, and one stick of celery thinly sliced. You're going to need your cooking spray. You're going to need 500 grams of passata. You're going to need half a teaspoon of dried red chilli flakes, which I'm not using because I don't like chilli, so I'm not going to put it in. You're going to need some smoked paprika, which is 1 teaspoon, 2 garlic cloves, or that will be half a teaspoon of the garlic granules. You're going to need 300 mils of beef stock, so I'm going to make up one of these to 300 mils. You're going to need 200 grams of baked beans, and you're also going to need 220 grams of red kidney beans. Now again, I'm not keen on red kidney beans, and so I'm going to use a full can of baked beans. The 200 grams will be about half one of these, because these are a 420 can. So if I use a 420 can of baked beans, that's the 200 grams of baked beans plus the 220 grams of red kidney beans, and it means I'm going to enjoy it more. You're going to need 2 level teaspoons of corn flour mixed with a tablespoon of cold water, so that's where your sins come in. You're going to need 950 grams of floury potatoes, peeled and roughly chopped, which I've got to do. You're going to need 2 eggs, medium beaten up. Or beaten. I always say beaten up. It sounds like I'm an egg killer. But 2 beaten eggs, half a teaspoon of dried parsley, and some salt and pepper. So that's your ingredients, and I'm going to put this together. Okie dokie, so the first thing you're going to want to do is just spray your frying pan with a bit of low calorie cooking spray. Go. And what we're going to put into there when it gets a bit warmer, you're just going to put your onion, your celery and your mince, and you're just going to fry that off for about 5 to 6 minutes. So there we go. First of all, your onions, your celery, and 500 grams of each mince. So just fry that off for about 5 minutes. Okay, apologies, I just had to switch the battery out there because the other one was running low. Right, okay, so after about 5 minutes you can see your mince is cooked through pretty much, and the celery and onions are starting to soften up. So just into that mix now, you're going to add your paprika. So smoked paprika, which is just 1 tablespoon. Sorry, no it's not, it's a teaspoon, I do apologise, just let me make that clear. 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Put a tablespoon in, it'll blow your head off. So these are half teaspoons, so 1 and 2. So 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. You're going to add your chilli flakes now, so half a teaspoon of dried red chilli flakes if using, and also your garlic. So 2 garlic cloves, which is 2/4 teaspoons of these flakes I'm using. So that's 1 clove and 2 cloves. Right, and then just give that a mix in and just carry on frying it up for about another 3 minutes. I'm not a big lover of spicy stuff, to be honest, which is why I don't bother with the chilli flakes. The smoked paprika will give it enough of a kick for me. But obviously if you like it a bit hotter, then go ahead and add your chilli flakes. Okay, so after about 3 minutes, you're going to add to this now your passata and your stock. Okay. So there's your 300 ml of beef stock and a full carton of passata, because it's 500 ml of passata. 500 grams I should say, sorry, 500 grams. It's a full one of these cartons anyway. There we go. Just give that a mix through. Because it actually filled the pan here now. Okay, and you just want to bring that up to the boil. Sorry, you just need to bring it to a simmer. So I'll just turn that down because it's already simmering. There we go. Okay, just bring it up to a simmer. Reduce your heat to medium low. So I'll just drop it down a bit more there. You just want to gently simmer that now for about 10 minutes. Just while it's simmering for the 10 minutes, if you just give it an occasional stir just to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom of the pan. While that's just simmering away, I'm just going to do my corn flour mix that I'm going to add shortly. So what you need is two teaspoons, 2 level teaspoons of corn flour. So this is where your sin value comes in, and all this does is it thickens it. Okay. So 2 level teaspoons there. Makes a mess, and then into that you're just going to add just 1 tablespoon of cold water. So just let me grab me tablespoon measures. Okay, so I've just got a tablespoon there of cold water. I'm just going to grab a little teaspoon because you need to stir this now, because otherwise it will just go clumpy. So just pour in your cold water and just stir it like mad, just to make sure no lumps settle. There we go. That's it. So that's now ready to go into the mixture once it's been simmering. Okay, so after this has been simmering for about 10 minutes, okay, you're going to add in your sweet corn, so 200 grams of drained tinned sweet corn. I suppose you could use frozen as well if that's all you have. Okay. Your baked beans and your kidney beans. As I said, I'm not using kidney beans, I'm just using a full can of baked beans, so it should be 200 grams of baked beans and 220 grams of kidney beans. lots of careful mixing because it's making this. Might have been better doing it in the saucepan actually. I know it said frying pan, but I think saucepan would have been just as good. And finally, you're going to add your cornflour mix that you'd made earlier. Give it another quick stir in case it's stiffened up, and just pour that in to your mixture. And just give it a good mix through, because all this is what thickens it up. So obviously I want to make sure that goes all the way through it. It's lovely. There we go. And just give it a quick blast of seasoning, so a bit of pepper and a bit of salt. And then you're just going to leave that to simmer again for another 10 minutes. Again, stirring through regular so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. Okay, so after about 10 minutes, your filling it's nice and thick and it's all done. So you can take that off the heat and just leave to one side. In the meantime, we now need to get our potatoes boiled. So I'm going to bring them to the boil and boil them for between 15 to 20 minutes so they're soft enough to mash. And while you're doing that, you need to preheat your oven, and this needs to be 220 degrees C, 200 degrees C or gas mark 7. So pop it round to 200. Yeah, that's 200, and get the oven going. So that'll start preheating while your potatoes are boiling. Okay, so once your potatoes have boiled, you just need to drain off the water, which I've already done. So I'll just give this a wipe around here. Okay. Drain off the water, and then we're just going to mash them. But we're going to mash them using the eggs as well to just make them a bit creamy. So I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll find on a jug. Which is there, sits there with the eggs in. Right, so I'm just going to beat the eggs first. Now we're just going to mash our potatoes. Add in your beaten egg. I'm just going to add a touch of seasoning to this as well. mash nice and creamy. Okay. Okay, so once you've mashed your potato, we're going to put this together in the dish. So, our oven is nice and hot now, ready. Just turn that round. So first of all, put your filling in. Go. Making sure it just fills all the corners. That's lovely. And then you're just going to spoon your mash onto the top. That's what I think. Oops. It's not looking particularly good, this mash, to be honest. It's kind of sinking. Oh, it's not too bad. It's just this side. Okay, so it's not the neatest of pies I've done, but never mind. Mash is probably sinking a little bit. I could have probably done a bit less. A bit smaller pie dish might have been a bit better for that, actually. Never mind. Okay, so it doesn't look the neatest, but it's in and the mash is on. So then what you need to do is just spray the top of it with your low calorie spray. Okay. And you're just going to garnish it with parsley. So just half a teaspoon of dried parsley. So rather than measure it out, I'm just gonna sprinkle it over, I think. There we go. Looking good. Well, sort of. There we go. So that then goes into your preheated oven for 25 minutes or until the top is golden brown. Okay, so that's been in about 20 minutes, and as you can see, the filling is starting to seep out over the edge, but other than that, it is pretty good. So I'm going to leave that to cool, and then I'm just going to portion it up into 4 portions ready for, I'm going to freeze 2 of them, and then we'll have this twice for my tea during the week. And so that is your cowboy pie.